Hello everyone, welcome to PF International. It's round one of the 2024 Wera Tools Motorsport UK British Kart Championships. Not the first Paddock show of the year, previewing the weekend. We also did one of these for the O Plate at Wilton Mill. What an event that was. If you didn't catch any of the action from that, don't worry, you can watch it all back on the Karting UK YouTube channel or streaming platforms of your choice for the full live broadcasts. Great to be here this weekend once again at PF International. It's the Rotax and the Honda classes that kick things off for the series of events forming this year's British Kart Championships. We're going to take the next 20-25 minutes kind of going around the teams, talking through and what we can expect from this weekend. We're starting at KMS, the Xpree Racing Kart Shod team. They've got some good chances this weekend. Alex Moody, can just see there through in the number 98, made it through to the final at the O Plate. But let's have a little chat, if we can see, with Alex and see how he's feeling ahead of this weekend. Alex, PFI, first round of the season, what are we thinking?
Currently not so great. It's not going to plan. But
What's gone wrong?
Engine, engine's not gone too well. Well, both engines actually. But and yeah, we're struggling to find out which gearing and like setup to go with. The grip's not great for me. Well, I'm not finding much grip out there, but that's what it is.
It's something I've been hearing a lot today. That the getting the balance has been hard, particularly in the scenes. Either you've not got enough grip at all, or there's too much grip and you're bogging down. What do you think that's playing into that this weekend?
I actually have no idea. Like it's completely different to most of the time that we've been around here. Well, I find anyway. So same similar gearing to what we normally go out with, but for some reason this weekend it's just not working. But that's what it is.
O Plate didn't quite finish the way you would have wanted. But what are the hopes for this weekend? Another final?
Finish the final. That's what we're going to go for this time, and hopefully get some good results on the way.
Good stuff. Thanks for talking to us, Alex. Thanks for your time. But yeah, good to see also Marcel Popovic is in that warning as well this weekend. There you go, Piers. I'll just squeeze you through there. And we'll carry on down to KR Sport. What a job KR Sport did at the O Plate. Took an O Plate win in the form of Josh Cook in Micromax. That man there, Caden McQueen, did one of the best moves, but not quite the best move of that senior Rotax final. If you haven't watched it, where have you been? Have you been living under a rock for the last 3 weeks? It's been the talk not just of karting, but of motorsport as a whole. Good evening, Mr. Ashcroft. But yeah, KR Sports, I think, looking at another good weekend in terms of my notes. Joshua Graham, fastest in FP3 for seniors. Caden McQueen, as mentioned, looking good in FP4 as well. And there we get a quick shot of our O-plated kart in the form of Joshua Cook. So yeah, big things expected once again from KR Sport this weekend, particularly in seniors. Little bit of housekeeping for you all as well. There has been a change. As I say, it's the same class as we had at O-Plate, but there has been a change of the housekeeping nature. Three-digit numbers now on the minis. This is quite simply an identification helper. Yellow backgrounds, black number boards for both the micros, as we see over here, and the minis. So if you see yellow and black and 3 digits, it's going to be a Mini-Max driver, apart from your top 10 from last year, who still hold their single-digit numbers as per usual. Right, good to get that piece of housekeeping out of the way. Let's move swiftly on round the corner. Great to be back here at PF International. Always a very nicely laid out paddock. Let's have a little chat about Coles. Harrison Crowther looking quick earlier on this afternoon. Looking for another good weekend. Again, I think they got the pace to have some strong results this weekend. Of nearly 200 drivers here this weekend for the first round of the Rotax and Honda seasons. Can't see anyone in there at the moment. Bit of a hush has fallen over the circuit here, which it's been dry today, a little bit windy, had a bit of hail at one point as well. But in all, I think it's pretty good conditions for the drivers this weekend. We didn't quite have chance to do something at O-Plate that we'll have a go at now, which is having a close-up look of this new CS55. Hopefully Hunter Motorsport don't mind us jumping in here. Beautiful array of machinery from Hunter Motorsport this year. This is the new chassis from the OTK group, Carlos Sainz branded, of course. And it's performing well, really well at the moment. Kai fastest in the seniors in FP4 earlier on today. And I think they're still, to a degree, finding out about this chassis and how it works, particularly here on Britain's finest circuits. But yeah, really great to see that Hunter Motorsport, with the professional outfit that we expect from them, and with this array of the CS55s, they look absolutely brilliant. Henry Baudet, though, will remind that I'd say it's not orange, it's red. It's a deep Spanish red as opposed to orange, but yes, it does look a little bit like a CRG. Anyway, right, let's move swiftly on and head back out. There you go, Piers. Who have we got next? I think, shall we go up towards MDL? Have I noted anything for MDL? Apologies, no, I haven't. That's bad of me. Let's have a little wander up towards Strawberry Racing, a circuit that historically Strawberry Racing have been very, very strong at. I'm actually going to change my plan and go around the back here. Here's Housen Crowther. As I say, was very quick earlier on today in the juniors. I won't bother him right now because he's got his lid on. Let's see if we can catch some drivers just coming out of practice, because practice is ongoing. Stephanie Habika there as well. Good to see Stephanie back. I'm nearly getting run over by a Peugeot. That would be a bad way to go. In fact, Spencer Braun. Let's have a quick chat with Spencer Braun. We'll walk with you, Spencer. How's it gone today?
Yeah, not too bad. First one, we had good pace, and then second one it rained, and we decided to go out on slicks, and it luckily dried for us. And obviously we put the transponder on to see what everyone was doing, and we I think we got P13 in the third, and then P10, and then we made a change to the setup, and then we've lost a bit of pace in that one, but we'll see what we can do tomorrow.
CRG chassis treating you well, finding the balance around here?
Yeah, I love the chassis, so hopefully we can find it a bit more tomorrow and then see what we can do.
Good man. Have a good one tomorrow. Good to chat there with Spencer. Who else can we have a quick chat with as drivers are coming out from their practice? Emily Cotty's kart there. A very interesting story from the Argenti team that we'll get onto in a short while. Who else can we grab? Sebastian Louche. We'll have a quick chat with Sebastian Louche if that's okay. Sebastian, how's the track feeling this weekend?
It's a bit more slippy than usual, but like in the start it was very slippy, but it's getting a bit more gripped up.
Quite a few drivers are saying that the grip level is not what everyone expected. Have you found what's causing that this weekend?
I think they've just cleaned the track before this weekend. It's just making it very slippy.
Do you think it'll rubber in across the course of the weekend enough to get back to normal?
Yeah, definitely. It's already gripping up a lot now, so it should be a lot better later this weekend.
Hopes for the weekend, what would you be happy with?
Top 10.
Good enough. Well, we'll let you get on because I know you've got lots of data to review. Thank you once again for talking to us. Third time lucky. Let's get on to Strawberry Racing and have a good old chat about them. I mean, came so close, didn't they, in Teddy Pritchard-Williams in the senior final in the O-Plate. In terms of their news today, apologies, I'll just flick over and turn my pages. Good running in juniors in particular. Aras Miauskis, Zach McDonald, Charlie Neve all looking quick earlier. Harry Bartle is sure to be having a good weekend. We'll just see if we can have a quick chat with Harry. Also one of our new O-Plate winners. Harry, thoughts ahead of the weekend for round one? Feeling confident?
Yeah, we've been really, really quick today, so feeling really confident, to be honest. Kart feels great, so yeah.
What's been the main priority working since O-Plate? Obviously, you had great performance at O-Plate, but very different circuit here at PF to Wilson Mill.
Not much different, to be honest. Just going to try and do my best, hopefully win, and then just get some important points for the championship.
How much do you think about championship at this early stage? Obviously 5 rounds this year, and it's a long championship, but have you already got that in the back of your mind that you just want to get some good points on the board as opposed to going for the big win?
I mean, every point counts, so the most points we can get is just the better. So if we can win, that'd be bonus, but hopefully we can lead the championship and eventually win it at the end of the year.
Good stuff. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, Henry. But yeah, I think quietly confident as always. Strawberry, you see Teddy Pritchard-Williams in the corner there. We won't bother Teddy now, but I was having a chat with him earlier. Another one of the drivers saying, struggling for a bit of balance earlier in FP3, but definitely found it in the 4th session. Times were looking good for Super Ted, and you've always got to back those guys around PF International. They know it so well. We'll hop step pretty quickly because I don't think there's really any drivers around this area of the circuit. We'll go round to Zip Kart. We'll talk about some of our younger drivers this weekend. I said the full ladder of Rotax here this weekend. 2nd year for Micro Max. Minis looking competitive once again. Juniors and seniors we've talked a lot about already in terms of notes from earlier on today. Excuse me one moment. There we go. Very, very close in Honda Cadet. I say Honda Cadet, I'm quietly excited for this weekend. Loveridge and Ivanov. P1 and P2 in free practice earlier, 0.01 of a second between them. Max Abraharts was also looking pretty good in micro. Let's see who we can find in here and have a quick chat with. Let's actually have a chat with Archie Loveridge. Archie, if you don't mind for a minute, just stepping in. It's been a pretty good free practice day. How are you feeling?
Quite good.
Pace feeling strong. You were fastest in FP3 earlier. Were you expecting that?
Yeah.
Yeah? And the kart at the moment, how is it feeling around there?
Grippy. It's handling quite well.
4-round season for the Hondas. What's the hope for this weekend? Do you think a podium's possible, maybe even a win?
Yeah, podium.
Good stuff. Well, we'll leave you to it because I think you just have interrupted a debrief, which I don't like to do, but inevitably it sometimes happens. So yeah, no, it's good to hear once again from Zip, and good to see. Obviously, love more. I'd love to have 34 Honda Cadets on the grid because for a long time it's been one of my favourite categories. But getting back the numbers back up, I'm just going to advise Piers to pull out of the way of the Vauxhall coming through here. Tight squeeze. It's organised van dancing at the moment in the middle of the paddock. This is what happens sometimes on the Paddock show. But let's head on through. We've had a good talk about Strawberry already. Were there any other notes that I had from the minis? Not what we've already mentioned. Let's crack on. We'll hop around the next corner because, as I say, I've gone off script again. Per my walking plan, but we can recover this, ladies and gentlemen. We've already seen Hunter Motorsport and KR Sport and what they're doing this weekend. Who we got coming through here? Zane Quaker there in the 46 for Ultimate R. We'll get to Ultimate R at the end because they're right down the bottom of the paddock. Who have we got coming up here? RCE going to feature, I think, again in the micro category. Dian Singh Pahal in particular jumps to mind for RCE. Had a really good run, really like a one of those performances where you see a driver just take that step up last time out at the O-Plate. It was very unfortunate to not get the kind of result that I think Dian deserved. So fingers crossed for RC and all of their other drivers this weekend that they can they deliver on that. Spencer, we've always had a chat out already. GMS set up for a strong weekend in all. And I'm being told to speak to Liam right in the corner. We're going to have a chat with Liam. This one. Two are both Liams. Well, Mr. Cook, you're closer to me.
I will.
How are we feeling this weekend?
Not too bad. It's gone all right today. Been struggling a little bit, but we found a bit of pace towards the end, so not too bad.
PF International, a circuit you enjoy?
Yeah, done a lot of racing last few years, so really looking forward to it.
Track is a bit variable to what most drivers have been used to. Is that a feeling shared by yourself?
Yeah, grip level's definitely increasing a lot today. Getting grippier and grippier as each session goes on, so it's really a balance to find the right setup as the session goes on, really.
What's been the main focus with finding the balance? What kind of things can you let us know that you've been changing or playing with?
Just everything, really. It's about finding consistent, and once you get the consistent setup, it's about your own individual performance and how you deliver on the track. Like, there's fine margins of getting each corner right, really.
Going into timed qualifying tomorrow, it's the format of the average laps. Is that one that you enjoy?
Yeah, I think it promotes better driving. I think in quality, a lot of people just wait, and I think the average promotes people just to get on with it, really, which is better, produces quicker times. So yeah.
What's the overall target for the weekend, do you think?
Top 10, top 15 would be nice. Done quite a lot of racing last few years over here, so top 15 would be nice, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, best of luck. Thanks for your time, and we'll move on. Yeah, GMS, we'll keep a good eye on them across the course of the weekend. Having some good fun in their awning as well, which is really good to see. Let's move on further down then. Let's move down to Pro Train. Pro Train and Jack Dax Racing, I shouldn't forget, sharing an awning this weekend. Jack Collins was looking good, 4-speed for a final. Made the final at O-Plate less than a month ago. So we'll see if Jack can make it through again. A good selection of... in fact, let's have a chat with Jack, see if he's up for a quick one. Jack, made the final last time out in the O-Plate. Can you do it again this weekend?
Hopefully.
What have we been working on today?
Just getting the engine good, set up good, you know. Trying to get it good for quali tomorrow, yeah.
It's a circuit here it's got a little bit of everything. You need the power for the straights, but you also need the handling and the balance for the corners. How do you manage that?
Well, I think it's finding a good balance between up the end of the straight, because obviously that start-finish straight is long. Finding that balance of getting out the hairpins and getting down that straight, because end of the straight's an overtaking opportunity down into the first hairpin as well, but also getting off that first hairpin into the second hairpin so you don't get done into there, so yeah.
It's a good feel in the Pro Train and JDR camp this weekend. Do you think you can get into the final?
I don't see why not. I think we're all doing a good job, and yeah, I think there's definitely a high chance we can all get into that A final today.
Good stuff. Thanks for your time, Jack, and keep up the good work. He's been doing a fantastic job recently. As I say, had a good run through to the final at Wilton Mill. Let's carry on round the corner to what should be Argenti, if I've remembered my walk round the paddock earlier on this morning. Big year for PF International as a circuit. Not only is it its 30th birthday, happy 30th birthday PFI. They always say now that life starts at 30, hopefully. But of course, hosting the World Championships later this year. Great work by Motorsport UK to get hold of the FIA Karting World Championships for the OK and OK Junior class. And I'm purely speculating here, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've got some drivers here this weekend. Yes, it's going to be different conditions. Well, it might not be different conditions because it's running in the autumn, but there's quite a few drivers this year on the entry list that you go, that's an interesting one. Wasn't expecting that. Is that an eye on the World Championships later in the year? Maybe. One of them, I would count it is doing the full championship, is James Anagnostiadis. Great to have. In fact, James is right here. We'll go and have a chat with him. Has been running well in Europe. Is another one of the drivers in the Argentine Mercedes AMG Petronas camp. We had a chat with their boss, Ron Meadows, last time out. Here's a quick chat with James, if that's okay. James, practice day here at PFI, how's it gone?
Not too bad. Today, I think we're thereabouts, but we still got a bit more to find.
Doing the whole British Kart Championship, I believe that's what I've been told. You're more than welcome to correct me. How are you feeling for it?
Yeah, no, we're doing the whole series this year. Yeah.
And you know, you've got a good relationship with the team already. You know, likes of Kenzo Craig, you've been alongside in Europe as well. How does racing in the British Kart Championships differ, do you think, to other things in Europe?
I think the racing's a lot different here. Like in Europe, it's very strategic, very clean, and they work with you. Whereas here, they're like every man for themselves. They just fire it in any chance they get to. So yeah, I have to adjust a fair bit from here to over there, but I'm getting pretty used to it.
Good stuff. I've been speculating that, I know it's very different time of year and different machinery, of course, but is there half an eye on a potential World Championships run later in the year?
Yeah, we're definitely going to do the World Championships, and we'll get a bit of testing in before then. I'm feeling pretty confident. I think we can do pretty good.
How much is transferable, given that it's the same circuit from what you're experiencing this weekend to those things later on in the year?
I think now it will be pretty similar because they've switched to the Maxxis tyres over there, and they're pretty similar to the Mojos now. Not as much grip as the Vegas. So I think it won't be too bad. I think the track and track conditions, everything will be pretty similar to how it is with the Mojo rubber down. So I think it won't be too bad.
Good stuff. Thanks for the insight. Thanks for the time, James. Really interesting stuff there. As I say, tyres we talk about, or I talk about a lot, and that's interesting to hear there that different manufacturer of tyre, but similar characteristic on the tarmac's not going to change between now and later in the year. So good to see. Thule Motorsport next up. In fact, let's head on in and we'll have a look at what's going on. Pure athleticism shown there by Piers. Good stuff for these guys this weekend. Edward Haynes, I would keep an eye out for in Mini. Was looking pretty good earlier on today, as was Max Gilman, P2 and P3 in FP3 in Mini Max, and should be good. Well placed for a strong weekend. We've not got any drivers around though, so we want to try and keep some more drivers. So we'll head on out and head back down towards the back corner of the paddock as negotiate some of the traffic. Who else have we got coming up here? Craft Motorsports, another team that so nearly had glory at the O plate, particularly in the hands of Lewis Gill, but wasn't quite to be their year. But I think the performances from last weekend show that they've got the pace, from a few weekends ago rather, that they've got the pace to challenge here this weekend. Apologies, I don't think I've actually noted anything down from their day today, but I know that there's been some good pace for some of their drivers, so we'll move on. Again, I want to find some more drivers and see what they've got to say this weekend. Heading up towards Synergy, for me, Synergy were one of the teams for an all-round team performance. What they did in Minimax at O-Plate, I think, was one of the best things from a whole squad. Finley Lyons obviously taking the I saw that earlier, Piers. Where are the hot turkey rolls? Where are the hot pork rolls? Henry will definitely want some of that when he gets here on Saturday. So we'll keep an eye on that tent to see if it produces the goods across the course of the weekend. We'll cut down into Synergy because I don't want to get run over by a motorhome. Brilliant job by Synergy in the O-Plate, taking the title with Finley Lyons with frankly dominant performance and a properly dominant performance from Finley. It's been in very good form so far this weekend, and I would go as far to say that these guys are the favourites for at least breaking the DHR stronghold on all the Rotax titles, number of titles that they held last year. This is going to be a very hard team to beat this year, as I say. Finley looking quick, Blair Smith looking pretty good as well. Luca Holmes-Ballock, you've got 3 drivers there already at this early stage of the season, looking very strong indeed, and set for what should be a good weekend if they can deliver. Of course, number of the drivers that we talked about in Micromax last year moving up to Mini, and I'm just expecting the same battle that we had in Micro last year, just in slightly bigger, slightly faster machinery. What more could you want? So yes, we'll keep an eye on Synergy. This is where I think we're going to go slightly off-piste. Piers, we're just going to sneak round and have a quick look down in towards Jax and Project One, running a strong number of Honda cadets and other cadets this weekend. We had a brief chat with Chloe McGill earlier. Her first run in a British Kart Championships event for this weekend. So yeah, I think they're well set. Once again, another team that are well set for a strong one here at PFI. This is where we're going to have to weave on through. I did want to have a quick chat with Ambition if we can. That's a route that we can just about slip through before we take our final pass through the middle of the paddock. But yeah, Ambition Motorsport again running a number of new drivers this weekend. I'm just going to stick my head in here and see if we can find any drivers in here. Yeah, we've got to that point of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, where they've all started to go to bed and there's nothing here but an empty awning, which, let's be honest, isn't that interesting. So we'll head back out, as I nearly lose my book of notes, and head towards Ultimate R. Who can we find in Ultimate R? Harry Grant as well, we had a chat with earlier. That's good to see another new Honda Cadet driver on the grid for this weekend. Is that to Mr. Zdeněk Vavicek? Yes, it is. Zdeněk, good to see you back in the British Kart Championships. All set to go this weekend?
Yeah, very excited for the weekend.
PF International, a track that you know pretty well, right? It's one you've driven before?
I've driven it before, not too many times, but I've been here before, yeah.
Are you doing the full season, or is this just going to be a bit of a one-off here?
It's going to be a one-off here.
What's the aim then? What are you wanting to get out of this weekend beside winning, of course?
To win, but if it's not possible, then just try to do my best as possible. I'm going to try to win, but yeah, that's our main goal is every week try to win.
We were having a chat with James Anagnostiadis earlier. You know, yourself, another driver with a lot of experience in Europe in the younger categories. What's your perspective on how things are perhaps different in this championship versus others around the continent?
Obviously, it's different regulations. There's a 3-lap average, which is not very usual for me because it's just 1 lap normally in the quali, but that's just the main difference, I think.
Does that affect how you set the kart up for qualifying? No, it definitely affects the tactics of how you use the time.
Yeah, obviously you have to try to get those laps done, but obviously even with 1 lap you have to set up the kart right.
Good stuff. Thanks for your time, Zdeněk, and really excited to see Zdeněk here this weekend. A driver I really rate. For the most part, because of his adaptability. I've seen Zdeněk race in a number of different engine formulas. He's always quick. So yeah, no, that's good to see. That he's back. He's raced in British competitions before. Great to have him here this weekend. Right, we're just about wrapping up. Guy Cunnington Racing, another team that in an alternate universe came out with a senior Rotax O-plate win, but it wasn't quite to be. I know Guy was talking about the round things on the corners of the karts, tyres, and getting the tyre pressures right. I think that's still something that a lot of teams are playing around with in 2024 and trying to find the best way to set them up. But yeah, once again, keep an eye out for them. Guy Cunnington, former champion, of course, and with the teammates that he's got in there, a team to really look out for. We will go to finish with DHR, and quite appropriately too, because what this team, I can't even think what this team didn't win in the Rotax classes in 2023. They swept the board, absolutely dominant. Big turnout again here with a lot of quality out there in terms of their performances earlier on today. Macaulay Bishop once again looking pretty quick. We spoke to him earlier in the weekend on an interview that you'll be able to see in a feature in due course. And it really is take your pick from which of these drivers are going to be right at the front this weekend. A number of drivers looking very strong in the juniors and in the seniors. No Matthew Higgins, we should say, this weekend. Matthew racing in GT Cup at Donington Park this weekend. So best of luck, Matthew, to everyone. Knows him well here in this paddock. Great to see another talent stepping up. Let's catch a quick word with Jacob, if that's all right. Jacob, great to see you first of all here at PF International. From talking to your dad earlier, today's been your first day around this circuit in a junior. How's it gone?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. My first session was just a bit steady, getting back to grips with the track, and I've just been doing my data all day and I've been improving. Now at the end of the day I've been really fast.
Obviously you've done a lot of laps around Wilton with O-Plate and the Kart Club meeting before that, but this being again a circuit but on different machinery, what's the most important thing, what are the top 3 things to get right first off when you've got that new combination?
I think the most thing I've had to work on today has been my braking into both the hairpins and the right off the bridge. That's been my 3 weakest points. I've got the hairpin and the bridge up to grips now, and I'm just working on the last sector, and then I think I'll be really good.
How key is it being in part of such an experienced team as well, the team that won the championship at this level last year? How key is that? How have they been able to help you?
Yeah, it's really good because obviously the team have the knowledge, so like tyre pressures and all of that. They know how to set up the kart, so it's just about if the driver can get it right, then they'll be all right.
I think I know what the answer is going to be, but a win this weekend, do you think it's on the cards, or are we just looking for a solid start in terms of points?
I mean, obviously everyone wants to get the win, so I'll be aiming for that. So hopefully I'll be able to do it. If not, just get some good points.
Good stuff. Thanks again once for your time, Jacob. Always good to have a chat with Jacob. We're just going to have a little wander down the DHR awning to see if there's anybody else that we want to have a quick chat to. Yes, we do, because it's Cole Denham's here. Quite well, in the case of everyone but seniors, the champion from a Rotax class in 2023 has stepped up, and that is the case here for Cole Denham, last year's Minimax champion now in juniors. Cole, ready to go, do we say, here in juniors?
Yeah, I'm ready to go and just see what the weekend brings, really.
If my memory serves me correctly, which it sometimes doesn't these days, didn't see you at O-Plate, so this is like the first run out in the Wera Tools British Kart Championships for 2024. What's been the winter? What's the winter look like for you preparing for this first round?
Well, I've been doing a bit of OKJ racing, and that didn't go the best, so I decided to come back here and see what the British comes like. So yeah.
PF obviously a circuit that you know very well. Is there anything that has surprised you today? Is it the first full practice day in the juniors?
Yeah, well, obviously I've just came back from OKJ. I think I've done pretty well considering I'm not used to the grip levels and stuff. Yeah, and it's been a decent day, so see what the weekend brings.
Is this the start of a full season go at the juniors, or is it going to be one round here or there with a mixed program, do you think?
I'm not too sure yet.
Fair enough. Well, best of luck, Cole. Great to have you back. Once again, showing a really strong grid in juniors this year. Emerson McAndrew as well. We've got to keep an eye out for another champion from last year, stepping up, Micro in 2023, up into Minimax, of course, for 2024. Actually, no, I'm not going to interrupt that because that looks very driver training debriefy. So we won't disturb Maria Roberto on that one. Maybe we'll try and catch Maria tomorrow for the second part Paddock show, which we will have, should have Henry Baudet for after the first full day of the heats tomorrow as well. Let's see if we can catch up with Dean Pahal. Dean, come on in. Dean, really good pace. I thought at Wilton Mill didn't quite get the result that was perhaps deserved. How are we feeling ahead of PF this weekend?
Right, I was pretty good last week. I'll agree. If I had a British round one, I'd have some pretty good points. So, hope for the best for this weekend. No enemies. Push everyone. Spread the points out. There
seems to be a really good energy in the RCE awning at the moment. Do you feel that as well?
Yeah. There's some kids running in and out, giving some lightnings of energy or something, if that's a word.
And qualifying tomorrow, what are we looking for? And I mean, it's supposed to be dry, but it's PF. It could be wet, it could be hail, it could be snowing at this time of year. What do you think?
Like top 5, hopefully. Hopefully it's raining, pretty good in the wet.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, good to chat to you again, Dean, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you across the course of the weekend. I think we'll wrap things up there. Thank you very much if you watched all the way through. Good to catch up with some of the drivers and the teams ahead of this first round of the 2024 Wera Tools Motorsport UK British Kart Championships. You can watch all the heats tomorrow. We'll be kicking off Saturday afternoon with the first live broadcast of the weekend, and then through all of Sunday as well with the remaining heats, the repecharges, the pre-finals and the finals, and more content as well from around the paddock here on the Karting UK platform. Thank you very much for joining us. My name's been Andrew Mather. We'll see you tomorrow for the heats here at PF International.